Hey, everybody. How is everyone doing tonight? Let's see. We have Paul from Dutch Off Grid. We have Patty, Tinker's wife. We have Miss Lippy from Gemini Homestead. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I am here. And I realized that I was telling everybody on Marco, okay, I'm going live, and I don't think my mic was muted. God, kind of like my day has gone. Like literally 3 minutes before it's time to go live, I look out my window. We had a storm roll through about an hour ago, and my tomato plant was laying over. So, and my beans, my black eyed peas were laying over. So I literally ran outside, was trying to set I had two tomato plants laid over. You know, they're all in grow bags and pots. And so I was setting my plants back up. Keith had left because tonight is the first night they're doing youth again since the since the virus started. I'll just say it. I'm not monetized. What are they going to do to me? So he wasn't here. I mean, Kendra's in her room, but I didn't even think to holler at her. I just ran outside to set my plants up. Hey, Sean, how are you doing, honey? I'm just like, I just had a discussion with people on Marco about what level of Jumanji. I hadn't even seen the stupid movie we're on, or what chapter in Revelation are we on? I gotta stop saying crap like that, right? My poor black eyed peas. I hope they make. I was so excited because my granddad was a black eyed pea farmer, and I was fixing to start getting black eyed peas. They'll bounce back though, right? They'll be okay. They didn't break. They were just laid over. They'll be okay. All this humidity though, my hair at least was curly today. How's everybody doing? I sitting here, all I'm doing is whining. It's kind of freaked me out though. I looked out there, my Dr. Witchy's tomato plant that I've been so excited about because it's just loaded with flowers, and I want a big old Dr. Witchy's tomato. And it was like laying on the ground, and I'm like, no. Hey, Johnny, guys, I hope you don't mind me saying Johnny is a grandmother. She shared a picture a while ago of her new grandbaby, and it's so pretty. Is it a little girl, Johnny? Is that right? Or a little boy? I don't know. You just shared a picture. Is it a little girl or a little boy? But a beautiful baby. Let's see. So went to the store today. I'm gonna pull a Paula Deen. That's my new statement for leaving the camera. Hold on, guys. Let me show you what I got. I'm excited. I called. True story. In the call, I Marcoed Anna Mimsy in the middle of Walmart today. And I'm like, because she had told me maybe my squash needed some calcium after she told me it needed a girlfriend. Because I'm still not getting squash. And I'm standing in Walmart with my mask on. Thinking, I don't see anything that says calcium. And the garden guy that I asked looked at me like I was stupid and tried to hand me Miracle Grow. And I'm like, I already have plant food. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to be getting. So I called Mimsy and I'm like, or Marco, and I'm like, what am I supposed to get? I said, and she's like, I'm like, I see blood meal. And blood meal's perfect. I got some blood meal. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Oh, there's a picture of your new nephew. Oh, okay. Oh, he was pretty. He was a pretty baby. So, it is amazing to have friends on Marco that you just you can message and say, because that guy, and this was like an old man, older gentleman. He had no idea. He was handing me stuff for a lawn, and I'm like, no, I'm growing squash and tomatoes, not grass. And he says, well, it says that you can put it on vegetables, and I'm like, I don't think it says it had 2% calcium. And I'm like, I don't think, but I hear people talking about blood meal all the time. I think that may be what I'm supposed to get. So I'm like, I'll just Marco my friend. And he's like, what's Marco? And then it just kept spinning. You know how it does because you can't get a signal in Walmart. So I handed Keith my phone and I'm like, take it over there. Cause I missed it. I said, take it over there until Anna, because I could see Anna responded to me. I said, until she responds and then bring it back to me. Because this guy's just eating me this random stuff for grass. I'm like, I don't think that's it. And Anna's like, nope, blood meal, that works. So Anna saved the day again. So I'm going to mix some of that up when my plants dry out after the tsunami. Did I say tsunami we had? So, topic of the day. There is a storm out in the Gulf. Yes. And so we are rolling around in Walmart, my favorite place to hate. Hello, Gina. How are you doing? I literally go to Walmart once a month because I absolutely have to. I hate Walmart. And we weren't even to the grocery department before I could feel my anxiety up to here. And I'm a people person, guys. But I hate Walmart. I hate going in there. Good news is I didn't threaten to stab anybody in the eye today. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm really not. Kendra made her very first trip since all this started to Walmart. And she actually wandered off on her own. So that was a victory. She wanted to try to find some material. She's been enjoying making masks. She hand stitches them. So she went over to the material department. There was not a lick of material to be had at Walmart. Hey, Sherry, how are you, sweetie? So she went over there. We wandered into, I was going to try to find me a couple of inexpensive blouses, summer blouses. Nothing. So that didn't happen. We went into the grocery department. No meat, none. Everybody, once again, because there's a storm in the Gulf, are panic buying. I was able to get a little bit of lunch meat. Kendra had requested some lunch meat. And I've got some meat put up, so I'm not overly worried. I was just astonished that once again, people are panic buying and there is absolutely no meat was on the shelf to be had. None. And no water, no toilet paper. She's just some cotton material. She's been enjoying making, hand sewing some masks. I've got a sewing machine, but she's just been making. Hey, Kendra, bring your little mask out so I can show them that you made. She's watched YouTube videos and learned how to hand sew them. So she was going to go see if she could find a little bit of material. There was nothing over there. And so anyway, we just kind of bought up a few things, and it was 90 degrees here today with a humidity, like I told Sherry today, of a humidity of 150. I don't know what the heat index was, but it was really hot. So Kendra she hand sewed this, put rubber bands on it. She did great for hand sewing.
And especially since I'm still learning.
Yep, I think she did great. She hand stitched all that. So I think she did a great job. Kendra, do me a favor. Can you turn the big light on over there for me? Yeah. It's still a little dark in here. So I'm really proud of her. It's keeping her busy. The other thing she has been doing for me, thank you. Yep, I appreciate it. The other thing she has been working on since she's off for the summer from college is my mother gave me a bunch of old family recipes. And, oh, hey, Kendra, can you do me one more favor? Grab my new recipe book. I want to show that off. So I don't have to leave the camera, pull another Paula Deen. She has been putting in the computer system a bunch of old family recipes that my mom had given me. Thank you. That's it.
I can actually read them.
Yes, because her eyes are a lot better than mine because they are starting to fade. Some of these recipes were around from the Great Depression. In one of the recipes that we found, find that one, Kendra. Yeah. There, we come across this one recipe. I want to share you this. Hey, Jessica, how are you, sweetie? One of the recipes we found, we got the biggest kick out of. And I'm going to put it up to y'all because it's a mystery. Though we think we've solved the mystery, but it was hilarious. And some of you older than me ladies, I won't say older ladies, but older than me ladies may know because my mother doesn't even know. One of the ingredients called for a teaspoon or a tablespoon. It was a tablespoon of flavor. That's what it says, a tablespoon of flavor.
I still say alcohol.
We have no idea what flavor was. It's for a cake. And so I called my mom up and I said, Mom, what in the heck is flavor? And what we're thinking it may actually be is some kind of alcohol. And because of the error that it was written in, it was just too polite to actually write down rum or whatever. So they just wrote flavor and they would have known that it was an alcohol. What do y'all think? Typed out? Yes. Did my mom type it up? Yes. Okay. Because Mom's like, I have no earthly idea. The recipe is for a German chocolate pound cake. It says 2 cups of sugar, a cup of shortening, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of flavor, a package of German sweet chocolate, a cup of buttermilk, 3 cups of shifted flour, a half a teaspoon of soda, and a teaspoon of salt. So, but my mother says, and then you turn it over. I thought, well, maybe on the back of this card, it would,
Elaborate.
right. On the back, it would elaborate. It says cream, sugar, and shortening, and add eggs, flavor, and buttermilk. So it's even on the back, it says flavor. So anyway, I called my mom and I'm like, Mama, what is flavor? She said, I have no idea. She said, I don't remember in doing that one. It looks like my mom's typewriter. She said, but a lot of these recipes were like my great grandmother's recipes, but they're all, good Church of Christ people. They didn't drink. And she said, so it may have very well have been alcohol. So, right. And it has a T, if you can see it. But how interesting is that? I found that was like, but anyway, so Kendra has been putting these in the computer for me. Eventually I would really love it could be a cherry liqueur. Eventually I would love to do a Mama Z's Texas Kitchen family cookbook. Because I have a ton of my family's recipes. And, one of those goals, right? But I want to show you something else that my husband did for me and Kendra for Mother's Day that I got in the mail. He ordered it and it took with all the crazy shipping stuff, but I got it in the mail the other day and I'm so, oh, that would be interesting, Patty. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. Kendra was talking to me. I'm so excited about. Keith got me Betty Crocker's Lost Recipe Cookbook. It's a hardcover book. Let me tell you guys what, I am so excited. I'm a cookbook junkie. All right. I've got so many cookbooks, but my mom has one of the original 53-year-old, well, I realize they go back further than that, but she's got one of the old spiral Betty Crocker cookbooks that she got 53 years ago for like a wedding gift, right? That was like, I've told her, if anybody, I will bury my, I can't say that on, that cookbook's mine. That's all I need to say. I will, yeah. That is my cookbook. I won't fight for nothing else. Well, I'll fight for the farm, but y'all know what I'm saying. That is my cookbook. As the oldest daughter, as the only daughter in the family, that cookbook, I will fight for that cookbook. And but my husband got me this cookbook. Guys, y'all don't know. I cried when I opened this up. My husband's like, so I did good. I'm like, yes, you did good, honey. It's got some of the neatest recipes in this book. I was just, how many, especially Southern ladies in here have heard, well, not Southern, I shouldn't say that, but how many of you ladies have heard of a hummingbird cake? It's got the hummingbird cake recipe in here. Oh, that's so awesome. Lippy, that's amazing. I'm just, I spent like hours looking over this, I mean, velvet crumb cake, gingerbread, a jelly roll, baked Alaska cupcakes, lemon chiffon cake. I mean, I was just, I know I haven't had a hummingbird cake in like probably 30 years. So I start a weight loss challenge and then I get this cookbook. I'm like, really? and then this comes today. And it's these little gym cookbooks. It's got jams and jellies and canning recipes, cobblers and pies, homemade soups, Sunday suppers. And it's just got, and then farmhouse favorites. And it's just got all these neat little recipes in it. I'm just like, I love it. And I've got so many more, recipes that I want to do with the weight loss challenge. And if y'all haven't seen the video I put out today for the bacon wrapped chicken bombs, okay, those things turned out so good. I actually, and I know I said it in the video, I actually had ate those last Wednesday at a Mexican food restaurant. We had went for a staff member's birthday. And hey, Driftless Acres, how are you, hon? Thank you for coming in. And the only difference in the ones that I ate at the Mexican food restaurant is they had a piece of jalapeno in them. I didn't have a jalapeno here, or I would have added that. So if you want to add it, and I should have said that in the video and I forgot about it. So if you wanted to add a little bit of jalapeno in it, it would be really good. So note that when y'all watch that video. But the sauce that I kind of basted that in, that was me just throwing that together. That was a complete Mama Z's, thinking off the top of the cuff of my head, throwing that together. So that was a Mama Z's original right there for you. Oh, awesome. Hey, I got a kitchen that needs to be clean too, so I completely understand. But I just threw flavors together that sounded good to me, and it turned out really good. Kendra actually broke out the barbecue sauce and dipped hers in barbecue sauce after I put that video together. Absolutely. And Kendra, if y'all didn't hear her, she said it was good. So yes, now it's my recipe. And we will definitely make those again because they were amazing. And I'm not just saying that. We really, really enjoyed those. And I want to do more recipes like that, that are, and completely honest with you guys, a lot of stuff I make, that's how I cook. And that's why sometimes it's hard for me to tell people how to, when people say, well, how much of this or that do you use? That's hard for me. And I know I need to get better at it because I literally cook a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's the way I was taught to cook. I am certainly not a classically trained chef by any means. I'm a home cook, and it is the way Mama taught me how to cook. And I think that makes the best cooks, right? So, but I know as a cooking channel, I need to get better at being able to tell people who've never who's never cooked before, people want a recipe. And that's something I need to strive better, especially if I'm going to write a cookbook someday. But I noticed, watching like Paula Deen, she's like, she looks at her own cookbooks. She cracks me up because she looks at her own cookbooks. But anyway, we were going to talk about storms tonight. We have a storm in the Gulf. And right now, I'm speak English, Misty. That's hard for me. It's not my first language. I speak Texan. I did do a couple of little graphic thingies here. So they're predicting that this little bad boy it's primarily, it kind of shifted on us because they had first, if you can see we'll pull this one, shows a little bit better. The cone of uncertainty, it looks like my Louisiana friends, the Broussards, are more under the bullseye than I am. Excuse me, allergies. But as you can see, Houston, we're still in that cone. So I'm going to hide this. So it is hurricane season. And I try every year to be ready. And I think, I don't know, it was before all the virus stuff started that, I talked about it. You need to be prepared. If you live anywhere that a hurricane can get to you, whether you live on the East Coast, West Coast, or in the Gulf Coast region, you need to be prepared. This so happened to fall on our payday. So we did stock up a little bit extra of what we had. But people right now are out there panic buying. And, we always have plenty of extra water. I have enough food stored up we could eat comfortably for probably 3 months around here. Thank you. Telling you that allergies are crazy. I live in a national forest, or state forest anyway. And hey, I'm sorry, I didn't see him leave. Good night, Dutch. We did buy some extra batteries to have on hand. I have some lanterns, some battery powered lanterns. But and that's oh, good Lord. Harvey for us was my first major hurricane. Living down here. And it was an eye-opener for us. Because the thing with Harvey is that it didn't just blow in and then go away. It came in, then went back out. Came in, went back out. Came in and sat on us for days. Where we were at, we were fine. I mean, where our apartment is located, we are sitting up on high enough ground that we're not in a flood zone. But everywhere around us flooded. We never lost power, but everywhere around us did. And in a pandemic situation, that's what's going to make this hurricane season extremely difficult. And that's why you always need to be prepared. And where, to me, it's most concerning is that resources are already strained. Economically, families are already strained. Churches are already strained to the absolute max. Food pantries are already strained to the absolute brink. And you bring natural disasters in on top of that, and people are going to be in an extreme world of hurt. And I really believe that's where communities are going to have to really pull together. So, and a lot of that is, we're going to really have to work together and lay down any division or harsh feelings or anything right now. And it scares me, and I'm not saying I'm living in fear or anything like that. I'm just social distancing and all that. It may come to the point that none of that's going to matter in a storm situation, because if people are living in shelters, social distancing isn't going to matter. Hello, Howie. How are you doing, honey? Because I don't know that there's an effective way to social distance. They were talking about that on the news, what's going to happen in a shelter situation, because they were trying to work out a plan, checking temperatures at the door, sending COVID patients to one facility, and how are they going to be able to keep up with any of that? I don't think they would be able to, because it takes 14 days to even manifest that. And everybody's out on the street. They had 60,000 people in Houston out yesterday. So I don't think any of that's going to matter in the end. So, I think back on Harvey, when the streets of Houston are flooded and underwater, that virus isn't going to care, So, or in New Orleans or Lake Charles or wherever this thing decides to, and the best case scenario is that it dissipates in the Gulf and just we get some good rain out of it and goes on, which is what we all hope. But I think people need to be prepared, because it hopefully sure. But I'm my biggest concern is resources from the virus is already so strained, that it's not going to be able to handle a natural disaster of a hurricane. And that's why people need to be prepared. Toilet paper is going to be their least. And that's why toilet paper is always ridiculous for me, for people to get. But that's, for whatever reason, that's the first thing they grab, is toilet paper. Water makes sense to a certain extent, like in a hurricane situation, but toilet paper is ridiculous. I know how to use a wash rag. I'm just saying. I'm country. Right. Flooding is what happened in Harvey and Conroe is that the Lake Authority, and I may be calling it the wrong thing, they decided to release a lot of water out of Lake Conroe that flooded, that sent down this San Jacinto River and flooded a lot of homes. And it's debatable whether it was necessary or not. To me, it was it was kind of a political move, but they didn't ask my opinion. I had a lot of good friends lose their homes, and now they can't sell them. But it's it was kind of an unnecessary. Well, it was kind of they flooded unnecessarily. The storms were over, and they just decided to release the dam, and they basically gave them 24 hours to get out, and the dam wasn't going to break. There was no reason to do it. So absolutely camo and bows. But there's always money in politics, right? But getting ready for the next storm, they're predicting a worse storm season this year than the year that Harvey hit, or the year Ike hit. And those are the two. We moved down here 2 weeks after Ike hit. And that was crazy. So I'm really a little apprehensive. Is that the right word? Of just, if it was just a normal storm season, if we didn't have everything else that had already happened, I think I would be okay. And again, I'm not living in fear, but we'll be fine. It's not me that I'm worried for myself. I'm just kind of worried about everything else. You know what I mean? Right. And my advice I'm not above using a bucket, guys. Listen, I grew up in North Texas where there were storm cellars. We have a great storm cellar up there. Granddad used it. We had a bucket down there with a toilet seat. And, that doesn't bother me in the least. And I tell people all the time, I grew up country. I am very good at being able to adjust. There are a lot of people around me in this city have no concept of things. People from the rural can adjust to life. And y'all know that. A lot of y'all live in the country. You know what I mean? People in the city have no concept of living that way. None. And that's what makes it scary. The people around here, they walk past my little garden out here in awe. In all honesty, they kind of walk past this thing out here and they're like, "You're actually growing stuff in your these grow bags?" They really don't. So those are the things that kind of keep me up at night. But my main thing, guys, is be prepared, because especially if you live in a Gulf Coast region, it may be kind of get hairy this year, and because you can't rely on the government to come in and take care of you. And I think that goes for anything. Nor should we expect the government to take care of us. So no, they couldn't survive. They run around wringing their hands in the air. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, I I make the statement all the time that I was raised on shotgun, you know, and you from the country understand what that means. You know, who was it? I I brought out the old Hank Williams Jr. song. Country girl will survive. I can run that trot line. I can skid a buck. you know? Yes. I know how to do all that. I can change my own oil, believe it or not. Know how to change a tire. I know how to do all those things. Yes, this is my first year growing a garden, but I've done it when I was a kid. But I have hunted, I have fished, I have done all those things. It's okay, Sherry. Yeah, Keith hasn't. My husband has not. He is a city boy through and through. His dad never taught him those skills, you know. My dad did. And it's okay. But that's why you have us. And you know, it and it's never too late to learn. Hey Sherry, at least you can sew. I can't sew. I've got a sewing machine. I My mom tried to teach me. I would much rather cut the grass and go hunting. I'm a tomboy by nature. Um, I am not a crafty person. I can cook. That is my skill. I'm a cook. I'm not really a baker. I would love to be a better baker. I can cook, but I'm not a crafty person. Um, my husband, and then I went to work for the prison system. So let's talk about this weekend. What would y'all like? Because I've got so many recipes here and so much that I want to do. And I can randomly find something for us to cook. But is there anything in particular y'all would love for me to do this weekend? Throw some ideas at me. Yeah, I didn't get the crafty gene. I'd love to. My daughter has a crafty gene. A no-bake recipe. A no-bake desserts. I'm trying to stay away from sugar. A no-bake dessert. You don't need the sugar either. Don't encourage her. That doesn't help with the diet. I could do some more air fryer stuff. Yeah. I think she's lurking in the chat. Sugar-free cookies. Sugar-free anything. Here's a recipe for chicken and beer dumplings. I don't even know if that sounds good or not. Ham and cheese bread pudding. Oven roasted. I haven't done a stir fry. I have done fajitas. Here's a question for y'all. My mother and I were debating about this because I really think my mother may be going senile. If she sees this, she's going to laugh at me. She never watches them, so she says she can't get it to come up on her iPad. Okay. Supper. My mother has decided that supper is lunch. She says she's always called supper lunch. No, Mama, supper is supper. She said, no, that's dinner. What you're calling supper is dinner, and supper is lunch. What the hell are you talking about, Mama? No, supper is supper. No, that's dinner. I just think she's lost her dang mind. I think she's going senile. Does anybody in the known world call supper dinner or dinner supper? Now I've confused myself. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Supper is not lunch. Probably. And she's going to say you cussed on your YouTube channel, Misty. Where's Mr. Willie? Has anybody ever heard supper called lunch called supper? Good Lord. I just really think she's lost it. I think she's losing her old, lost her marbles. Can y'all hear her? She's like, I could say the same thing about you. No, Sunday dinner is dinner, like what you have at night. Sunday lunch is what you have after church. Oh my gosh. Kendra, either get out here on camera or hush. Jesus help me. Y'all didn't know it was going to be comedy night on Mama Z's, did you? See, people don't know what they're missing. I'll figure something up. I'm going to look through my recipe books and it'll be good. I promise. I'm sure it will be something. Stuffed peppers. How about stuffed peppers? Y'all like stuffed bell peppers? I love stuffed bell peppers. My husband don't like them. All right, that's what we're doing. Stuffed bell peppers. I absolutely love them. My husband's not a fan of them. And I haven't had them in probably, well, at least 14 years because that old cranky old butt don't like them. He says it makes the peppers soggy. I just don't think he's had mine. And maybe I'll cook them in the air fryer. How's that? Air fryer recipe? Y'all give me a thumbs up. Y'all want stuffed bell peppers Saturday in the air fryer. I can't do cabbage, Sherry. Nope. I like cabbage, but it don't like me. I may make him, I tell you what, I'll make him a cabbage. He can eat it. All right, cool. That's what we'll do. See? What would I do without you guys? Okay, I like it, but I don't like the result. We'll just leave it at that. It ain't pretty. Last time I had cabbage, I ended up in the hospital. We'll just put it that way. Diverticulosis. We are coming up on almost our time here, aren't we? So we're going to do stuffed bell peppers, and I'll cook them in the air fryer because why not? I love my air fryer. And if y'all haven't checked out my latest video, please do. It's doing pretty well today. And the more it gets watched, the more it gets pushed out on the algorithm. And yeah, I appreciate it. I am, as of, let's see, actually hit, I think I lost one. You know, YouTube is weird because you hit a milestone and it never fails. They'll take one away just to say, to you. Have y'all noticed that? Other creators? I got up to 770, and then right before I went live, I dropped back down to 769. And I'll get it back just because YouTube will say, oh, here, you can have it back. I don't think anybody actually unsubbed from me. I think it's just YouTube. So I'm not going to do, because I still got to send out a couple of my 700 giveaways. I've got them. I just got to get them in the mail. And some of the towel rings. And my next big giveaway I'm going to do is at 1,000. Because I'm growing at a pretty fast clip. So it's not going to do me a lot of good to do an 800 giveaway and all that. So my next big giveaway will be at when I hit 1,000. And I've got a blooper reel I'm going to do, and I'll do a premiere video, and then we'll have a big 1,000 sub giveaway party. But oh, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I know Sean from No Do's Acres got his t-shirt, and I got Crystal's t-shirt sent off. So, but also I'm going to be reaching out to a couple of people about getting some stuff sponsored as well. So for my 1,000 sub giveaway, because hopefully the goal is still by October, and I think I will get there. I don't foresee me having any problem doing it, but the goal is 1,000 by October. So, and then I'm going to have a party. And I have all you guys to thank for it. I'm not by any means downplaying y'all's support and love, and how much Sherry and Daryl, all of you guys have supported me. And I can't even begin to express my gratitude. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope I put out quality content that you enjoy watching. So, thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. I truly mean that. But anyway, all right. So we are about there. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do without Sherry and Daryl, because they have taught me so much, and just are just awesome people. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming tonight, and be prepared because I think we're going to continue to have a crazy storm season. And remember, love people. That's what we're all called to do. And it's crazy time. And we will see you Saturday. If you haven't checked out my latest video that released today, please go give it a watch. I would really appreciate it. Thank you to all my moderators for coming in and helping me out tonight. So, love you guys. Have a great night.